Welcome to Big Brother. And for anyone that's in the chat, I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, but it was JP's fault that we're late. He had to reboot his computer, 65 times? Something like that?
At least.
As Jamie and I sat here patiently just waiting.
Stupid Bill Gates.
As patient people do.
Anyway, we had another week of Big Brother. And I know this has been Jamie and I are kind of talking about when we were waiting for JP. This has been kind of a predictable season. This whole week was, once he didn't win head of household.
Oh, forget it.
And didn't win the power of veto. It was like, all right, let's just skip to next week.
Once Tyler was evicted, it was so obvious he was going home.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been good for any of them to keep him. So that was their chance. Though I probably, as much as how much I love Christmas, I probably would have put Nicole up next to him. If I was going to try to go for one of the tops, I would put her next to him.
Yeah, I would have also.
If anything, just to make her, even if you knew you were going with Tyler, but just in case one of them could take themselves down, just to make her sweat. I don't know, but that's who I would have put up. Yeah,
because she freaks out too. I mean, she gets all emotional and she just, oh my God, So I agree. I was surprised they put up. I'm like, Christmas. We know. Plus, it would have been better for the game, for the viewer, because Nicole might not be playing the best game, but she had one before.
I understand why he didn't. I mean, he's working with having her in as a final two. It makes sense why he didn't. But I think overall for the game, she would have been safe. It wouldn't have really hurt him. Whatever. That's not who got put up. So
yeah, because Christmas. I mean, I don't think she can win it at this point. I can't, because the people remaining, I don't see her beating any of them.
Yeah, Tyler had potential to, they even said it at the end there that he's a tough competitor, and he had the potential to at least go far. Where Christmas, it depends. Like Christmas could potentially win this HOH. This is her kind of game.
She really could. Right. It looks like a really hard one.
Yeah.
I was like, that looks like one of those.
I think you just have to take your time, but you have to, the balance and.
Yeah, when we left, Enzo had 2, like right when it ended.
Right.
So he was ahead, but just by a little bit. I mean, wrong step and you go right back to square one. So.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but this week was just kind of disappointing. It was kind of like,
Yeah. It was what it was. I didn't really watch much of the live feeds this week because I pretty much knew how it was going to be. Nobody was incredibly awful with each other. It was kind of funny having to watch Christmas and Tyler campaign against each other. There really wasn't a whole lot of bad stuff going on because they are friends, but them kind of sort of outing each other's side alliances was really funny because the side alliances were always with the ones that they were trying to give the information to.
Right.
But outside of that, I mean, it was pretty, they had some good conversations about it, but it was pretty cut and dry. Once veto was done.
Well, I liked when it was tonight, I think, where Tyler asked Memphis, I think they're out by the pool, and he goes, so you're going to vote for me? He goes, yeah, I'm like 99% sure. And he goes, I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't think you scare me. I don't think I thought of all the things Memphis has done, I said, wow, he was honest.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't think any of it was for show. I mean, that's just the reality. No. It's just, you're probably going to go. You're a better bet than Christmas. He didn't say, I have a pretty tight alliance with Christmas.
No.
But the reasoning behind him going was still honest. It just didn't include the alliance part. So
right.
Yeah. And again, it's best for Memphis's game too. If he was sitting next to Tyler, there's no way he was going to win over Tyler. None of them.
Well, yeah, I don't think any of them. Maybe Cody. Maybe.
But that would be, again, we get to the point where who's in the final 3 and who's taking who.
Right.
So.
Well, I had one other question because when Tyler was talking to Cody, Was Cody just on a loop? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like his like
Yeah.
loop.
Yeah. It was almost like
36 likes in 2 minutes.
it was like it reminded me of Speed, where they had it on the on a loop with her.
Yep.
If someone dropped something, right? But no, but okay. So at this point, we got 5 players left, right?
Yes.
Right? It's Christmas, Cody. I almost said David.
Christmas, Cody, Nicole, Enzo, and
Memphis.
Memphis.
Okay, so if you're Cody, who are you taking to the finals? I mean, you've got to want to take someone you can beat.
I think
Memphis
he sticks with probably Nicole. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Nicole. Who does Nicole take?
Memphis.
Tyler and Devon.
I'd say Memphis. I mean, he's good talker, but she's still got Danny. You know, she's got Ian. Maybe not Davon. I don't know.
No.
But I think over
she's got those big hoops.
Yes.
Yeah, Memphis has burned too many bridges as far as the story. Yeah. I don't think.
Can Christmas beat Memphis?
Yeah.
I think that's probably
maybe a 50. That's a tough one.
That's
50-50.
probably where you're going to get the closest vote from this jury.
That's probably what we're going to get at the end of the game. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I do not see Memphis taking Cody or Enzo.
No. Not at all. No.
Yeah, I actually, and I think that Memphis, if the jury goes in with their mind already made up, knowing that they're going to pick Christmas, I don't think Memphis can win.
Right.
But if they're willing to listen to Memphis kind of preach his side a little bit and see where he's coming from, he's a great talker.
Yes.
I think he might be able to just pull it out.
Especially if he explains how many times he created a plan and then had people go execute that plan for him. Yeah. But it depends on how he he expresses that, because he gets really arrogant and pushy, and it, rather than coming across as like, I did this really great manipulative game move, it could come across as, the middle management a guy again.
Yeah, I'm good, you suck.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who does Enzo take?
I'm sure he takes Cody. I don't see Enzo taking anybody else for a game move. I think if he goes, Cody's going with him. If they're both still there, that's who.
Now, can he beat Cody though? Cody has a really good. I think Cody has a really good resume. He's one of. I mean, he's supposed to be the stupid guy, but yet the HOH. He nailed it. I mean, it was like
he's winning his vetoes during his HOHs too.
Exactly. Yeah, I think he's definitely played the stronger game, and I think, if you have people like Ian, who's really, really going to decide based on, how you played. He's got his little formula that he worked out. I think Cody. I mean, if it's Cody and Enzo, a lot of Cody fans are going to be in jury.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody that doesn't get along with Cody.
Right.
So, yeah.
Because I think it came out today when the house guests were or the juries they were watching the video, and they all said, because I wasn't on last week and we had one of our most successful shows, but
well, why did you come back?
I don't know, because Christy's not here. We should mention Christy's not here. She got held up.
By the way, follow Jack's Empty Chair at Jack's Chair, Twitter.
Yeah, I had a fly land.
2.5 minutes.
Yeah, but anyway, so I wanted to say last week. I just lost my train of thought. Great.
It was a tie score, and then the Padres.
No. Damn, what was I going to say? It was about Enzo, and because Kevin goes, he said he wanted to make a big move. He said he was going to do something. He's all talk, and he hasn't made the big move, and I think that's going to come back to bite him, because he's basically just flying under the radar.
Yep.
I think I mentioned a couple weeks ago, you barely see him.
Yep.
You barely see anything, and I know that that has a lot to do with any reality show. If they stop showing you,
right,
it usually means you're not playing well. And
but if he doesn't, at the very least, win another comp this week, I think that he's in trouble for his top tier sitting. I don't
that's
think
what I'm saying. He can't. I think his best bet is to take Memphis.
Yeah.
And go, okay, or somehow get Christmas in there. Okay, I'm likable, because I really don't think he can beat Nicole, Cody.
No.
I don't think he can beat Nicole and Cody. I don't think he's played. Again, he was strong in the beginning, but he just kind of said, "All right, I'm just going to lay back." I got, because first thing he did is he ran back to Cody and told him what Memphis said. I wouldn't have done that.
Right. He's got likability on his side more than anything else. If he gets another comp under his belt, at least his resume shows that he's fairly competent in competitions this season. And it's fairly well-rounded. But unless he's against somebody who is rather unliked in the house, or he pulls out some crazy move in the last, in the end, I don't see where he would get the confidence of the jury. Like, I don't think they'd give it to him just because they like him.
Rachel said Enzo is always all talk and just always agrees with whatever the other person is saying. The combo. And then Sunshine Breeze said Danny was salty that Nicole outlasted her. I find it amusing.
Danny is salty all the time. That's how she is. She's sarcastic and witty, and then the opposition of that is salty.
I don't understand why she was so bitter, because she was saying she felt betrayed. She was betraying everybody. Am I not remembering it correctly?
But probably not from her perspective as far as gameplay goes.
Because she was going behind everyone's back and stirring the pot and all the other crap. So I go, you just got beat. And, it might have been that she was playing the better game than Nicole.
Which she wasn't, because she's the one who got evicted.
Right.
She was playing 4-0. She was just playing louder than Nicole.
Right.
Right.
So
I agree.
Yeah, that was a rough one. I mean, I always like the jury segment, like where we get to see the jury house, but it was kind of sad because, like, literally every person they wanted to stay in that house landed in jury in like 2 days time span.
But again, we've said this from almost day one. They allowed it to happen.
Yep. Look at Ian right away. I didn't play a good enough game. It's my fault. I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah. He admits it.
He goes, I'm not going to punish someone because they played a better game than me. You got to love Ian.
Yeah.
But, I go back to, the beginning when you had, I'm drawing a blank on their two names, that
Janelle and Nicole.
Janelle and Kazar, Nicole.
Yeah, Janelle and Kazar, when they kept saying, look, these guys are running the show. And everyone's like, well, I don't know. And they were afraid to make a move. And it cost them. I mean, I don't know why. It's almost like, because I've only watched this show twice. And the same thing happened last season. The same people were making, I go, why are they not seeing this? Why are we not seeing? It's just like,
I'm not sure what it is where you get this huge alliance that forms in the first couple of days. And then there's the much smaller group of people that it's so weird, because what's happened is you used to have, here's an alliance. Maybe you get 2 or 3 alliances right off the bat, or 2 sides of the house right off the bat. But what happens anymore is there's the group of people that just can't make an alliance happen, and then everybody else is in one alliance.
So just find those people and make an alliance.
Yeah, if you see somebody that seems to be operating as a free agent, you need to grab them right then, and that you need that agent.
Because in Survivor, at first there's 2 teams or 3 teams, whatever. So when you have an alliance, say you have a tribe of 8 and you have 5 people, that's a lot easier to keep contained. This was only an alliance of 6. There was still we started with 18 people or 20.
What do we have? Do we have 18 this year?
I think it was 18.
Okay, you still had 12 other people that could have done something to form, but nobody. They just kept saying, "Well, I don't want Janelle in there. I can't beat Janelle." I think they were thinking too far ahead,
Right. And they were. I like how Danny was it Danny who said it, or was it no, Davon? When Day was like, Janelle was right, because Janelle told her Nicole's going to get you again. If you think she's not going to get you, you're crazy.
Yeah.
So, here we are.
Yep, and she did it.
It's funny with the numbers. There were 16 people.
16, but still, there are 10 people.
But there were 9 people that were voted out before they had to start cutting up that that core alliance.
That's just crazy.
The fact that 9, 8, or 7 people couldn't see this and just mesh together
there's also the aspect that none of them could win anything.
That's the whole point right there. None of them could win anything.
Yeah, even if they all came together without a single win, there was no good in it.
Yeah,
right.
But there was times they could have voted somebody out that would have helped.
Right.
I can't remember.
It's really sad that our biggest move thus far in the year has been like what was it, Enzo or Danny, like throwing a hinky vote. Yeah, that's it. The biggest move.
That got David all in trouble. I did like when they were watching the thing and they said about taking the 10,000. Now he said, "Yeah, you got to take the 10,000." I'm like,
"Yep." Ian's like, "I'm with him 100%."
I go, no.
The whole time I'm watching this, I'm thinking, "There's no way that Jack is cool with this."
No, I want to talk about it so bad last week. If I'm David, I'll hide the 10,000. I'll hide the shirt and put it in a spot where I know it's at. And then I could, if I'm the last one up there, I'm going to grab the damn shirt and run up there.
Exactly.
But I agreed with the other people. It's like that. No, you got to, and I think it was Kevin said you screwed up the whole game. I mean, you could have. I mean, Kevin probably still would have went home, but
absolutely.
He goes, well, I just saw $10,000, and I go, well, after taxes, it's not $10,000. I mean, if someone came up to me and said, "Here's $10,000," yeah, I'm going to take it.
Right.
But if I have a chance to win, is it $1 million they're going for this time, or it's more than 500? Is it 500,000?
Still 500. Yeah.
I'm going to keep trying to win the 500,000.
I'm just thinking about Tyler the whole time with that $10,000. Like, where was Tyler's head when it happened? Because dude has done everything this season to keep David, within some realm of operation.
Right.
And he's hard. He's a hard one to keep a handle on, but man, he tried so hard. He tried, and it, like he was talking with Julie, it played a part. I wouldn't say it was the fault of the game, but it definitely played a part in his eventual eviction. But
because he got caught, because David basically outed him on his strategy. So I don't think he ever recovered from that.
Yeah, well, and when he's like, I'm going home, I think it really weirded people out too. That's a whole other thing, because we talk about all the time, like how a viewer sees a personality on Survivor or in Big Brother, any of these like long-winded shows where they are in close quarters. But actually being with somebody and having to smell them and live with their bodily functions and their weird noises when they eat and being hungry yourself, all of these things.
JP can hear you.
Yeah, which one?
My microphone works fine. Yes. But could you imagine if, you have somebody who's always like such a good sport and so part of the game, all of a sudden be like, I got to go home. I want to leave. I'm going to self-evict. Right. I can't handle this anymore. It will totally flip the viewpoint you already have on this person. And so you watch some of his closest people just take one step back. So I don't think it was just what David spilled the beans on. He really showed this strange part of his personality. It's like somebody for years, and then the first time you go out for drinks with them, they almost get in a fight with somebody at the bar. And you're like, I'm not eating lunch with you anymore. You're freaking me
back
out.
in the later last year.
It's like any game where you have to rely on somebody, anything, or work, and you have that person who goes, I just can't, and you're like going, okay, I need you to be,
I need to be here.
For me to be successful, you got to, and so, because you see on Survivor where someone goes, I can't do this anymore. I can't. It's like going, you're in my alliance. If I can't depend on you, I'm going to break away from you. And I think I agree that definitely did hurt him. Yep. But Sunshine Breeze said, Ian said he would have taken the money too. I'm going to say he wouldn't have.
I don't think that he would have unless he saw he was in fact going, like there was no way around it. He was going to be the last one up on that. And then I could have seen him take, because it's a logical thought process.
Yeah.
The odds are better. What are the better odds at this point that I'm going to win $500,000 or I'm going to win nothing?
Yeah. And
here's the third option, $10,000. I'll take that.
Yeah. I'm not saying David shouldn't have taken the money. He took it too soon is what
he did jump it really fast. Yeah. But then again, it makes that point. It was in the first round. It's not like he had played a bunch of rounds and he was down to like the last 2 or 3 people. It was right at the beginning. He was seeing that he was not cut out for this competition. But things could have happened. Look at last year with like Tyler's when they did this with Tyler's original season, and Rockstar slipping up. Like she gave him the win. He would not have had it. So things can happen, and he did miss out on being able to see if something would have happened.
Yeah, I give it some time.
Right.
I think his strategy, and that's what I said last week, is he should have waited until he knew he was the last one going up the hill, and just walked up there with a $10,000 shirt.
You could have put you could have put that shirt somewhere close to the stage. There's so many things where people weren't looking, just buried under the balls or whatever like that, and then go, okay, yeah, I'm the last one up. Screw this shirt. I'm gonna take this. I got the 10,000.
Exactly, and it's just anybody who's really watched any Big Brother knows that if people know you win a prize, you're gone. You're gone. Don't win a prize. I mean, unless it is a secret, like an anonymous thing, you don't win a prize. Not because if you want to get to the end.
Also, it's All-Star. And not that he had zero chance to win. Let's face it. He just played terrible. He seems like a really nice guy.
He does seem like he does seem like a sweetheart.
Like a very honest person, probably not cut out for the game. He got screwed over by Nicole, and Danny screwed him over with Devon. Did we hear her say, I'm sorry to David?
No.
Not yet.
No, I mean that should have been the first thing out of her mouth when he walked in.
Like, I'm sorry.
Well, she didn't want to talk about. She didn't want to talk about it the rest of the night.
That was. I thought it was Dan. It was no.
Danny,
I'm thinking, but Devon, when she found out, because remember she was upset.
Oh,
she knew before she came back because Nicole said it in her.
She knew about it before Nicole's recording goodbye message. She knew about it before she was evicted. They had the conversation, but it was pretty forced and not the way that she wanted it to go. Plus, it makes for a way better story if she didn't know about it until the goodbye message. Yeah,
because David, like I said, like you were saying, he seems like a really nice guy.
Yes.
And he got, and I think the people, you should do that. You use, if someone's a bad player, you take advantage of their weakness.
Right.
And it was it was, we were talking about smartest move. That might've been the smartest move because he was weak. He's a very honest person and they just threw him under the bus and it worked.
Yep. Yeah. It was an easy place to turn heads and keep it focused that way while everyone else could do whatever they wanted to do.
And you can see David was frustrated. He was like going, I don't lie.
Well, I love it. It's so funny because you've got somebody like David and you've got somebody like Tyler, which it's kind of funny that they were so close and in this alliance. They're both, you can tell, they're both kind-hearted people. They're both probably try to do the right thing most of the time. Things weigh heavy on their shoulders, but you've got one of them that tries to lie in this game and is just awful at it, but like kind of wants to have, like, one little thing goes his way and it's just really easy to slip into a little bit of an ego about it. And then you've got this other really nice dude who he lies in the game and he's really, really good at it. And then he feels really guilty about it. And it's such an interesting dynamic between these two really, like, seem to be fairly gentle, nice young guys who, apparently weren't matching their lie gifts correctly to get to the end.
Like I said, I would have no problem with the lying. I mean, it's to me, it's a game. It's not personal.
Right.
Outside the house, I wouldn't lie. I mean, I would lie. Say, am I ugly? No.
Right.
To lie like that, no, I wouldn't do that. But to lie in the game, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to win.
Right. And I can absolutely see why people would get salty and have hurt feelings. To me, I mean, again, I don't know. I've not been in the house. I haven't played the game myself. It's an entirely different animal than talking about it. But I think that I would, if I had my alliance members, I'd have maybe one person that if they lied to me, maybe one person I got close enough to that might actually really hurt me or make me angry in the game for lying to me. Everybody else, my anger would be that I didn't see it. That's part of the game.
I know Danny was upset because Cody and her would talk, right?
Right.
And I guess if you're sharing personal, and you're doing this, and then all of a sudden, but I think you got to take it as a. But
you had Nicole too, and you can't. Yeah. You can't go into a game like this, and that's where it's frustrating. She knows these things. Like, she lied to everybody. She lied to Cody.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't go into these things and have two people that are going to be ultimately truthful to you 100% of the time.
She lied to Ian.
Right. Yeah. Her own alliance. She was like lie, left and right, because that's how she operates her game, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you can't. If you're going to be mad at other people lying at you, you got to be mad because you didn't catch it.
Obviously, you don't want to lie if you don't have to, because
it can jump back and get you.
It always cracks me up with Enzo because I can't keep track of what's going. I don't know what's going on. Because there's so many different things, and I believe him. I don't think he's just saying that. I think he's just okay. What am I supposed to? That's why, like,
that's where Enzo's gift is, right? He doesn't keep track of what's going on. He knows all he has to do is mirror whatever the person in front of him is saying. So, person in front of him is saying, like, hey, we got to get rid of David. He's making me kind of nervous. It doesn't matter what Enzo thinks of David. He's sketchy, bro. Like, he immediately will mirror whatever is being told to him. And it's funny because I can't imagine anyone else really doing that and anyone buying it, but he convinces everyone. Like, Enzo gets it. I told Enzo he knows what I'm talking about.
I wonder if he's the type of player where you can sit him down and say, "Hey, man, we're going to vote out Enzo this week," and Enzo's like, "Yeah,
chicken parm, man. Get me out of here so I can go eat some chicken parm."
Wait, I'm Enzo.
The best. Wait, that's me.
Yeah, he's definitely likable enough to win it. I think he's just been coasting the last. Yeah. At least 3 or 4 weeks.
The first half, he was kind of playing a little bit of a, maybe the first mid half of the middle, he was playing kind of a surprising game with his wins because the dude doesn't win anything ever. But the whole second half has been very Enzo-ish. It's just who he is. I would love to see him win this HOH just to. I think at this point, if Enzo does win HOH and he doesn't pull, there's no real big moves to make, but if he doesn't get Christmas out, he doesn't have a chance getting pulled to the final. I think that everybody would pick Christmas at this point.
Because it's a shame because he's got, of the people left, he has the best personality.
He really does.
And we're not seeing it because we got Cody going, yeah.
Who does? I guess. Well, Enzo is going to probably stick with Cody. To me, Enzo missed his opportunity to make a move when they didn't vote out Nicole. So now it's almost like the jury would probably respect Enzo if he did make a move and put Cody out.
Yes.
He's my boy.
How would Cody be about that?
Like,
well, Cody keeps telling everybody when he told he's
like I can't believe it.
Yeah. Well, like he told Tyler, hey, I just hope you respect the gameplay. So would Cody have that same, okay, yeah, I got to respect the gameplay, or no, I'm just saying that to get your vote.
He'd be so mad. Yeah. No, Cody doesn't. I don't think Cody respects gameplay, maybe because growing up and he was in after school sports and his coach taught him how to have, good sportsmanship. But I don't think that Cody really, Tyler, Ian, Davon, they really respect the gameplay.
right.
So Cody's just saying nice words. There's nothing wrong with the fact that he's doing it, but I don't buy that he's really. Tyler's a threat. He's a threat to everybody. And he could have just as well said, you are a threat to every single person in this house. None of us could win against you. That's why you're going home.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I think it would have been the best movie could have made. And on top of that, he'd be telling Tyler, like, you are an impossible person to beat. The fact that I got this opportunity right now would look good for Cody's resume.
Nope, Cody would be salty. He's like Polly.
Yep, he is. He's better. I like him a lot more than his brother, but they come from the same home.
Right. I mean, it's frustrating. Like I said, even Christmas when she's saying, I've spent 3 months away from my family. I'm not here to finish in sixth place. I go, yeah, I get that. Because that's always got to be the hardest thing, is being away from your family. She has a young childhood.
Well, and it's her kid's birthday today. So I haven't watched enough feeds. I don't know if anybody that is watching us right now has watched more feeds this week, but I'm wondering how much of that came into play with them really buckling down on the Tyler move this week. Because it was kind of up in the air for a little bit, but I could not see Cody or Enzo being able to send her home on, or send her to jury on her kid's birthday. It's not, I don't know.
Well, not only that, but to also, you have a chance to get rid of Tyler, you get rid of him.
It makes sense. That's the way to do it.
Because he could go. He's good at the challenges, except for the last one.
Yep. And really, I think the person that would have his back the strongest was sitting next to him. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there is that. I do think though that unless Memphis wins this week, Christmas has to win this HOH to stay.
Really?
I think so. I think if Memphis wins HOH, Christmas has got it. But anybody else, I think she's going to be the target to go. I think it'll be her and Memphis put up. If Cody and Enzo, I don't think it'll be Nicole. Because again, they like Nicole. They kind of have this, Cody has a final two. Enzo really likes Nicole. They both have an idea that they could just go to the end together. Memphis and Christmas will be put up if either one of them doesn't win the HOH. That's my guess.
But why do you take out Christmas when she can't beat? She can only beat Memphis.
I think they'd be going after Memphis.
Right.
Okay.
I think it would be Christmas is just a backup plan.
Okay.
And then if she comes off of the block, they'd probably replace her with Nicole.
And, with this challenge that they're doing right now, I think Cody was the only other person in the house that could beat Christmas in this challenge, and he's not playing, obviously.
Yeah,
I definitely can't see Nicole winning this challenge. I'm looking forward to the video.
Yes, because she's crazy. Yes,
exactly.
That was Rachel.
So do you? Dang it! See, now I derailed. Oh, did you catch on the last episode? Christmas said that I'm a comp beast.
Yes, I did see that. Yes.
Didn't she win like one competition and she literally didn't have to do anything? Everyone else just had to lose. And then like one other competition she won?
She won on her week. She won obviously HOH.
HOH.
She won the veto, and then she also won the veto last week.
Okay, but the HOH she won, she didn't really have to do anything.
Everybody else lost.
Right. So she has two vetoes. Is that what she's got?
That's
Two
it.
vetoes under her belt? And she never won anything her first season, did she? Because of the broken foot. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see a comp beast. I think
when
there's
she said that, I was like,
potential.
oh, when she said that, I was like,
She's more of like she's a comp kitten.
There you go. Yes. She's a dreamer.
she's
If it was like fitness,
David.
yeah, if it was like CrossFit fitness competition, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she'd probably slay it, but man.
Oh, no pun intended.
Or was it entirely?
Yeah.
That kind of blew my mind a little bit. I was like, yeah. When I think of Christmas, that's the first thing I think of is a comp beast. But
Well, it's funny when you see these shows, and I think it's what makes it interesting, because I think they're being serious. They're confessionals, so they don't have to. They're not trying to impress anybody in the game. And when they say something like that, you're like going, all right, what have I been watching? Because, you see it on almost every reality show. It's like, oh, I'm the master at this. And you'll go, no, you're not.
Again, it's just a matter of seeing how self-aware certain people are compared to others. You have, your thoughts of grandeur, you see it every single season where there's like one alliance or a pair that's like, oh, everybody back home is eating this up. They love us. And we're all like, ugh, just be gone already.
Yeah, then they get on the outside.
It always happens.
Oh, it's like that guy years ago. He thought in Survivor, I think it was Dan, not that Dan, another Dan. And he thought he was going to come across as a hero.
Mm-hmm.
He came across the goat, and then he blamed the editing, and then Jeff Probst goes, okay, wait a minute, let's show the editing. Right. It was like,
yeah. Whoop. Yeah, then you've got the people like Nicole, like she was so worried that people were going to hate her and not like her, and America loved her. So,
right.
I guess you're in such a strange world, and everybody there knows it's a game, but when you can't leave, when you're not getting outside sources, when you don't have any, you can't trust the conversations you're having as honest feedback about where you stand with a person, it could all become very delusional very quickly. It could be very confusing.
Being stuck in that house for so long, I think that's...
Yes. And I think someplace where like a game like Survivor gives you a little bit more of a benefit. I mean, people are still going to double cross you. You're still going to have like blindsides are still going to happen all the time. But I think you get a better idea of who is really the closest to you simply because you do have to survive with this person. Like they're really, having to like everything from food to shelter to all of those, the outside, the environmental sources force you to work closer with people and really get past just gameplay, but need them to survive. So I think that definitely adds a different aspect to it compared to Big Brother. Whereas Big Brother, it's always circling back around to that same thing that you don't need this person just for the game. That's all you need them for.
Right.
So you're never going to get complete honest feedback, except for maybe one person that you can really trust. And even then, that person could double cross you. It happens all the time.
That's true.
I felt bad for Ian when he was, I forgot he was the first one that was in
the first jury, him and his turtles.
He's naming the turtles. I'm like, oh, that's right. He's by himself. I go, that would be hard too.
Yeah.
Because it's a week. Right?
Yeah. I can't remember what it was though, because they had said something and then you could tell that they had cut the clip. And Ian was like, in response to what they said, and I wish I could remember what I should have taken a note, but it was one of the few slips I've seen in the like CBS edit where it shows that these guys kind of actually know things that are going on that we're pretending like they don't know is happening.
Yeah.
I have to go back and see what it was because he was about to like answer something, but it was a great segment for Day. I think that she would make an excellent replacement for Julie should the need ever arise.
Julie loves God too.
Oh my gosh. She gets really, really pumped up about that. Like she gets really excited when somebody mentions God in their speech now. And this is not this. I swear, this is not a thing she's always done. This is brand new. I'm telling you, marriage counseling is going great for her. She's cracked me. I love God too. Oh my gosh!
I was like,
whoa!
I won't say, Julie, we're live.
Right? Oh my goodness!
You're not good at this. Just keep it moving.
It's so uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable. Stop trying to make friends with them. It's weird. None of us buy it. You know, a few of the house guests over the years, you can tell she's gotten to know them on some, you know, and does. She at least has a natural rapport with them, you know, but like Janelle, I think her and Janelle probably get along splendidly, but I mean, you see a few of them. Danny, I think she does okay with Danny, but man, it is really uncomfortable watching her like cozy in on somebody, and you're like, no, we don't believe you.
Warmth is not her strength.
You like God? Me too.
Like,
go shopping.
We're best friends now.
BFFs.
I love it.
Anyway.
Tyler, I was going to mention Tyler, like, that kid is such an excellent, we were talking about sportsmanship. Like, he is an excellent sport. Like, he was, you know, he left the house. He was cool with everybody. I like how he pointed out to Cody, like, I saw you sweating. Like, you know, I really do think he is a genuinely good guy. I wish he wouldn't have mentioned Angela every 3 seconds, but yeah, he's crazy about her. Whatever.
Angela, I love you.
There was
She said, I hope you stay in the house longer.
This week's episode, though, I had a couple of issues with the fashion choices. I don't
some weird stuff.
I don't get, first of all, what was up with Tyler's muscle shirt and his black spandex.
And they were layered. It was a layered thing. That was really strange. There was some layering going on.
I thought there was some kind of skinny pants. I was trying to wearing.
I don't know. Maybe he's starting his own thing. Not sure.
And then what was up also with Memphis with the shirt with the white stain?
Yeah, it's Memphis. I can't account for any of his lunacies.
I mean, I've seen something about Mary, but I'm not going to go there.
Usually I really, really love most of the clothes that Danny wears, but I cannot back up that Smokey the Bear hat. I can't do it.
Maybe Memphis was in the Oval Office. I don't know.
It's a popular place.
And what's with our Christmas shorts shrinking?
Yes.
They just seem to get shorter and shorter. And not that anyone's complaining, but it's just like, I noticed today, I go, God, those shorts are even shorter than the shorts you wore last week.
Could you imagine like living in that, you know, the whole saboteur thing? Like, what if you just took that on for yourself? Like you just like grab somebody's clothes and start washing them in the hottest water, whenever they're like asleep. So their clothes are shrinking throughout the whole season.
Maybe they're doing it to her because she had to pull them down when she stood up because they were so short. But I mean, if it was the 80s, no one's going to say anything.
She had her makeup done really nice because it was a live show night. But does it ever frustrate you guys when it doesn't so much me now because I watch the live feed, so I usually have a pretty good idea of who's going to be going home. But where you have one that's dressed in athletic gear and the other one's like really dressed up. It's like, geez, I wonder if they told them who's going home. You know, I always feel like that's a bummer. Nope, they both need to dress up. And if they have to get on that wall for the next competition, they're going to do it in their cocktail dress. I don't care. I get kind of bummed out. Or they're very short shorts that apparently are going to come in handy for running up and down this spoon.
Yeah.
Or shovel or whatever it is.
Or whatever it is. I thought they're going to catapult things.
There's no way. I'm putting this out there now. There's no way that when that competition is won, nobody does that. Somebody's going to go over there and catapult it.
Yeah, I would.
You have to, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Will jumps off the balcony.
That's what it was about. It was the Dr. Will thing where they cut Ian off because they said, oh, and then there was like a twist and Dr. Will like moved in and Ian's like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, and then cut.
Yeah, you're right. Because I was like going, how did he know that?
Right.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I knew that he was going to do that because we totally worked all of this out before we came in the house. Remember, guys?
Yeah.
That's just how it is. That's how the
Way to
game's played in COVID land.
Way to go, CBS.
Drop the ball.
Do we have anything else we want to talk about?
I don't think so. I don't think I have any. The acting was really bad in the jury house. It was the worst segment acting I've ever seen in a jury
let's
house.
go into the pool.
Oh my God.
Don't
Yeah.
mess with
that was
my
rough.
wig.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Everyone hop into my hat. We'll float.
Well, and it's funny because you know Danny probably really hates having to read these lines, and I know that they're going, okay, let's do it again, and they had to do it a couple of times, and I don't know. I would much rather watch them having to redo it. Like the bloopers would be great.
Yeah.
I'd love to watch those. They should offer those at the end of this season.
I think we said this last couple weeks ago. Just let it be natural.
Yeah, just let it be.
Who cares? Yeah. I hate the rehearse part.
I know Brittany was talking about like the thing that she always, one of the things that she always thought was the most ridiculous about the game is having to go in the DR and explain what you're seeing when you walk out into the backyard and they have a game set up and you have to describe everything you see and then like crack some joke about it. And like it is, they'll spend 2 hours in diary room, like having to repeat these lines to get some character narrative about how they felt about the giant beach balls falling from the ceiling.
Yeah, that would be my breaking point.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to handle it. I like to. What's his name? They had a couple seasons ago. What was his name? JP. Like he was a total jerk. But he would he wouldn't participate like in any of the acting, like when they did the, you have to do the news, like the weather report thing. He was just like super serious the whole time.
How many seasons ago?
Like 3 seasons ago, maybe 4 seasons ago. It was Josh's season. That's what it was. It was Josh's season. What's his name? Cody?
I remember that.
Was it Cody?
It might have been.
Yeah, but he was just like deadpan serious all the time. Right. He wouldn't crack jokes. They'd always go, ree.
Sunshine Breeze says Cody.
I'd be Samuel L. Jackson. One take. I'm out.
Yep. Yeah. I'm done. This is it.
It's supposed to be real life.
Yes, exactly.
That's how he is in the movies. It's like, all right, that's what we're going with.
We're done. This is it. This is for real.
And it's Samuel L. Jackson, so no one's gonna go, oh wait, no, we're gonna do that again. No.
Yeah, no one's going to tell him what to do. That's what needs to happen. We need a little bit more of that.
Yes. All right. On that note, good show, guys.
See you next week.
All right, guys. It better not be 2-2.
It is 2-2.
Huh?
Top of the third.
I'm not. I was going to watch it live.
Oh, I thought you were.
No. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us in the chat.
I thought that's why you were pushing us off.
No. Oh
my God, the Dodgers are gay. What a surprise.
Anyway, on that note, we'll be back next week.
Oh, I'm sorry, 6-2.
We'll be back next week. Thanks for everyone who joined us in the chat, and we'll be back next week for Big Brother, maybe minus JP. I don't know. We're out, guys. Take your freeze.